whether oil belongs to Kogi State, whether it belongs to Anambra State or even Enugu State. Now, Kogi State in north-central Nigeria is one of, if not the state sharing the highest number of boundaries with other states in the country. The Federal Capital Territory to the north, Nasarawa State to the northeast, Benue State to the east, Enugu State to the southeast, Anambra State to the south, Edo State to the southwest, Ondo State to the west, Ekiti State also in the west, and Akwara State to the northwest, Niger State to the north. An incredible 10 boundaries to share. Well, that might not have been a problem essentially, but the discovery of crude oil at Ibaji local government area around the southern tip of the state, which shares boundaries with Anambra and Enugu states, has created a storm of controversy over the ownership of the oil fields as well as the land from where the oil is being extracted. Now, that matter came to public attention when stakeholders, that's including the youths of Ibaji local government area as well as legislators from Kogi State, protested what they felt was robbing Peter to pay Paul. They said oil credited to Anambra State was in fact being drilled from Igala land in Kogi State. Let's take a listen.
Members of the National Assembly from Kogi State at a meeting in the palace of the traditional ruler of Ibaji after the pronouncement of President Goodluck Jonathan declaring Anambra State as the 10th oil-producing state in the country. They're here to ascertain the actual ownership of the oil deposits that now services the refinery built by Orient Petroleum in Anambra State.
What the federal government is doing, they are trying to get us cheated, and we will never allow it. We will not allow it because of the fact that maybe Mr. President has been misled. Mr. President, I believe, must have been misled. If by the grace of God we've been able to put all these things together, what you are saying together, I think by the grace of God, He will surely retrace it.
We will not stand and see 1 inch of our land being considered for anybody in the name of oil. Austerity will judge us. Our future generation will come and hold us responsible. History will not record us in good light.
While the meeting was going on, some youths gathered outside protesting with placards, chanting songs and claim to the oil deposit. They insist the president should reverse the pronouncement because the oil belongs to Kogi State.
That land that belongs to Ibaji local government and Anambra indigenes, the governor of Anambra and the people of Anambra has come to claim that land. And we are protesting to the federal government of Nigeria that land does not belong to Anambra. The land belongs to the people of Ibaji from Igala land and under Kogi State and Nigeria, Africa.
The owner of Ibaji, John Odichi, expresses dissatisfaction with the manner in which his people were sidelined in the management of what he claims rightly belongs to them.
We are a border area. We are bordered by the Anambra and the Enugu people. Up to a point, there is peace. We are good neighbors. But when it comes to who gets what, they try to sideline Kogi, they try to sideline Ibaji. It's not the first time.
The usual practice when oil is found is to get confirmation from the Department of Petroleum Resources, but sources at the DPR and the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) said both organizations were not keen on making any comment, while the director of the National Boundary Commission was not available to speak as well. While the Kogi State government says it awaits the final say from the Boundary Commission, observers are of the opinion that the federal government should wade into the matter urgently before it spirals out of control.
As much as possible, minimize time.
Well, barely a day after the youths and leaders of Ibaji land in Kogi State protested against the Anambra State's declaration as an oil-producing state by President Goodluck Jonathan, Governor Peter Obi also made a broadcast where he insisted that the Ibaji area where the deposits of oil are located are in Anambra State.
The Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, GCFR, was in Anambra State on a one-day walking visit to commission the Orient Petroleum facilities, among other projects. Since then, some groups and states have been trying to lay claims to the ownership of the oil fields located in Anambra State. It is pertinent to recall that Orient Petroleum Resources PLC was formed during the government of Dr. Chinwoke Mbadinuju in 2001 and are located oil fields domiciled in Anambra State. Ngige, in 2003-2006, Anambra State government invested the sum of 100 million naira in the project. Under our government, between 2006 and 2009, with the vision and the belief in the positive impact of the project on the economy of the state and the country, we invested directly and indirectly the sum of 4,400 million naira. This investment bolstered the confidence of other investors to invest in the venture that made its commissioning a reality. I personally laid the foundation of the refinery. I've also visited the site severally since 2006 without any group or state interfering in its ownership, as is now since the case following the announcement of drilling of the oil well. It is also pertinent to note that till date, neither the groups nor the states laying claim to the oil field have directly or indirectly invested a kobo in the project, while Anambra State and her people have invested several billions.
Well, that matter did not end there, and we were joined after that on telephone on that issue by the spokesperson of the Kogi State government, Mr. Jacob Idi, who claimed that in declaring Anambra an oil-producing state, the president had been misadvised on the issue. Well, let's hear from Mr. Idi, that phone conversation then.
I believe that the president may have been misadvised. What Anambra is claiming is false. Anambra is misinforming the Nigerian public. The oil well belongs to Kogi State. The history is traceable to pre-creation of Kogi State, when the present-day Ibaji, even under Ida local government in Benue State. So we also have historical facts to prove that the oil well in question belongs to the good people of Kogi State. We have written sometime in March, Kogi State government wrote to the president, wrote to the vice president, who is even the chairman of the National Boundary Commission. And let me tell you, the National Boundary Commission is the only body constitutionally empowered to resolve issues of boundary dispute. And this is clearly an issue of boundary dispute. Quite naturally, if there was no deposit there, who will bother? In any case, what I will tell you is that the fact that the refinery is located somewhere, and we believe that the location of the refinery right now is even in a place that we have reason to believe that is in Enugu State. So why is Anambra desperate? Why are they hasty? Why are they in a hurry? Why have they not been patient to wait for the National Boundary Commission to come up with the final verdict? That river basin straddles Kogi, Enugu, and Anambra State. So why should Anambra alone even be shouting? Now, it is good that there is a body so empowered by the Constitution to resolve this matter. Anambra should have waited for the verdict of that body, and then they can go ahead to do what they want to do. But Kogi being a law-abiding state,